you think about the Rams, you all like to think about the run-heavy, dynamic Sean McVay offense. And of course, the important pieces there are Todd Gurley, Jared Goff, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, etc. But there's a big name we're going to break down today, and that's C.J. Anderson. So let's get into the film breakdown and look at why he was so good with the Rams this year. Taking a look at this first play here, we're going to be breaking down a big play by C.J. Anderson last year, where he went for about 27-yard gain, running inside zone with the Rams. Why this play is so significant? Because it shows a lot of his skills and abilities as a runner, which can prove himself valuable for the Rams heading into this next season. To get a better understanding of the skill sets that C.J. Anderson utilized during this run, let's rewind the play, take it step by step to understand. So taking a look at the pre-snap reads here, we see the Rams are running inside zone. So starting with the blocking assignments from the left side of the line to the right side of the line, let's start with the left tackle, Andrew Whitworth. We'll have a solo block against the three-tech across from him. Then we'll see Roger Saffold in the center here. We'll be having a double team on that nose tackle right there in that backside A-gap up to number 20 who circled Dayon Buchanan. And then the right guard will have a solo block with the three-tech across from him. And then the right tackle will have a solo block on the defensive end outside of him. And the tight end, number 89, will have a free release up to number 43. That safety that's kind of stepping up in the box there. So basically, C.J. Anderson's pre-snap read right now is that he's looking for that double team by the left guard in the center to reach up to Dayon Buchanan and have a crease kind of open up between that front side A-gap and that front side B-gap, or in other terms, between this right guard in the center or that right guard and the right tackle. So as we let the run pan out here, we see that C.J. Anderson ends up not hitting the front side. He actually cuts it back to the backside between the left guard and the left tackle, or the backside B-gap. So let's slow this down and kind of dissect why this is such a good decision by C.J. Anderson. So first, let's start off with looking at the front side of this line here. So the right guard here, number 66 on the right side of the screen. If we all remember, he had a reach block on the three technique, which he did a great job reaching him, but he actually ended up overreaching him, allowing this three tech to slide back to the inside and shut off the front side running lane, which created C.J. Anderson having to put his foot on the ground and start to look back and read to the backside. So C.J. Anderson's first read here is looking at the left guard here, number 76, Roger Saffold, highlighted in white. So looking here, we see that, if we all remember, he had to reach the nose tackle. So Roger Saffold's attempting to reach his nose tackle here. The center already left to pick up Dayon Buchanan, so he's one-on-one. Saffold's not having a great reach block here. The nose tackle's still, you can still see some of the color and over half his body kind of sticking out to the right of Saffold, which shuts down that backside A-gap. But this opens the possibility of this backside B-gap between the left tackle and the left guard. Then we see the veteran left tackle here, Andrew Whitworth, do a great job highlighting the slingshot technique, basically meaning that he had to reach and kind of cut off a three-tech. Very difficult, especially when you're an aging tackle. So instead of kind of trying to do it and whiff it and letting up so much penetration, as we see highlighted in blue, Whitworth is encouraging this defensive tackle or slash defensive end to head up field here, which is what the slingshot technique's all about. He's going to put his hand on the back, let penetration happen, but as we see when we run this in slow motion, he's actually going to kind of push the defender back outside of the pocket, and C.J. Anderson helps with it. Just a beautiful quick cut. So as we see, C.J. Anderson had the great vision to read his blocks and kind of capitalize off the slingshot block thrown by Andrew Whitworth, and kind of shows a great ability to make quick cuts and have very light feet while running the ball. Let's see what he can do when he gets into the second level. So as we see, C.J. Anderson puts his foot on the ground, bursts upfield. As his tackler from the left side of the screen comes diving in, C.J. Anderson keeps his feet chugging. He has a nice burst, runs right through this arm tackle. So as we see, as it goes in slow motion here, he ends up heading up to this one-on-one with the safety. This is where a running back has to make his money, and C.J. Anderson did it perfectly. C.J. Anderson runs, makes a quick plant on his right foot, bounces back to the left, stiff arms the safety out of the way, and goes chugging down the field, which he finally gets dragged down by Patrick Peterson, which you can't really complain about. But a 26, 27-yard run here, showing off C.J. Anderson's ability to stay light on his feet, make great cuts and great visions in the backfield, and to top it all off, he's running through the arm tackles like a miniature bowling ball. Great change of pace running back for the LA Rams. So we're wrapping up that entire breakdown of the big play from the miniature bowling ball himself, C.J. Anderson, kind of just recapping all of his skills of quick feet, good vision, hard to bring down. Let's head into the next discussion of what to do with him this offseason. Clearly his contract is up. He was on a one-year deal with the Rams, and Gurley, with the recent news of having arthritis in his knee, Todd Gurley is going to struggle next year, possibly, depending how severe this arthritis truthfully is. So clearly the Rams are going to need a hefty stable next year. And as we saw this year, C.J. Anderson is a big horse to have back there as a bag, especially pairing up with Gurley. C.J. Anderson had a ton of success. Probably his worst game of the year came in the Super Bowl, and he didn't really have a bad game. The D-line for the Patriots played amazing. So we all know that Todd Gurley's having kind of a rough up and down way, and they need a stable. So why is C.J. Anderson not being discussed more for a re-signing candidate? I know a lot of people are hinting that he may sign with the Saints, etc. But if the Rams can get him for a cheap price, he could be a very valuable running back next year. He's aging. He's kind of getting a couple too many years on him. He's not really a developmental talent anymore. Everybody knows what he is. He's been up and down running back through his career, and he has the most amount of success with the Rams so far. He's exploded. So hopefully the free agent market isn't going to come hot after him. He can make a name for himself in LA next year if he can get re-signed on a cheap deal. Hopefully he doesn't ask for too much. We'll have to see what happens. But that wraps up the film breakdown and the big play of the day for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next breakdown. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Peace.